move your finger when you're starting. Okay, so I'm Brian, he's Ambrosia, and we're going to be cooking an omelet today. And what you're going to need is you're going to need 3 eggs, milk, some stuff to make the pan all slick, that way it doesn't burn on it, salt, pepper for taste, bacon, I mean it's breakfast, you want 1 bacon, cheese, and if you want to you can add some vegetables, and at the end we're going to be putting a garnish. Well, we don't have a garnish right now, but you can. Usually put basil or some other chopped herb. And what we're going to do is first we're going to crack the 3 eggs into the bowl. Oop. Hopefully without spilling a bunch of shell. Okay. And then you'll want to whisk the eggs. Yep. What you do is you just go like that. Hold on. For 1 sec. What are we doing? Okay. And while you're whisking, you usually want to put a tablespoon of milk. This will keep the egg light and fluffy, that way you don't have just a big mess of egg. Oh, that's not a tablespoon. Okay, tablespoon of milk. You also need about 2 tablespoons of water to keep it from burning. It keeps it kind of steamy, that way it doesn't just keep it, it doesn't burn it. Once the eggs have a consistent, so all the yolk is gone, it's just one big conglomerate. Okay? Should be very liquidy. You'll get this ready, your pan, by spraying your no stick spray. Always give it a shake.
They didn't have them.
Where it's thickly coated. After you're done stirring your egg mix and letting it drain, put some salt, say about a teaspoon.
My past, I think, is next door with the snacks.
Pepper, about the same.
Ask if anyone has one next door in the snacks. See if anyone has one next door. Same as Cofield.
Get that nice and blended. Right now I'm using a heater, but you usually want to put up to it around, almost, not so much high, but I'd say very high medium, too high. Let's get it started. You want to let that warm up for a little bit, maybe about 30 seconds to a minute. And usually at that time, you pour that in. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna let this warm up a little bit. When it comes to the eggs, whenever I'm eating they're light and fluffy, I go with a phrase that my grandmother used to teach me. It's called l'occhio vuole la sua parte. In Italian, that means the eye has its part too. And maybe the fluffiness enhances the taste, but it also enhances how it looks. It makes it look very beautiful. Now, I don't know if I can create something that's beautiful per se, but I'm pretty sure I can do at least something. So whenever it's warm, which it is now, you go ahead and pour in your eggs.
Miss Morgan, when you light the stove, how do you light it?
Go ahead and scrape out all the excess egg. Wait, there's nothing left.
It'll finally do it?
Yeah, and then you might have to want to do that, don't worry. Let it click. Did the flame come on?
Usually with your stove, it'll start cooking immediately. With this burner, it seems it's a bit slow, so we're gonna go ahead and cut, and we'll be back whenever it's getting. Okay, so now that it's started cooking a little bit, what you want to do is you want to take one of the sides, push it up. That way the excess egg can drip down in there and cook as well. Granted, it might make it a little bit more messy, but at least you get more egg. I would do multiple sides. That way more egg can get in. You can move the pan a little bit and lift it. That way it can pour in. And you'll see it's not as pretty as it should as you'd think, but it still keeps you get more for your buck. Scrape off the sides. Let's see. And usually you want to cook it until the top is a little bit hard. It'll form like a film on top, but usually you want it to have that thick consistency. Otherwise, it won't be as well. It won't be as good. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting some cheese, some Parmesan cheese, about 2 cubes. We're going to be flipping it on itself. That way, it forms like a taco almost. Yeah. And then we can garnish it with bacon, or you can put bacon while it's cooking. It's all up to you. Bacon is completely optional. It just makes it more of a breakfasty item, you know. Let's see. It's getting close to that point. We still rolling? Okay. It's getting to be pretty cooked. Let's see. Maybe that's a good consistency. Okay, so what you're gonna do, as soon as it's cooked, we'll turn it off. What you're gonna do, we'll actually do it in the pan. That way you don't spill everything everywhere. Take the cheese, and you can put more cheese. I just picked 2 because I figure that's a good amount. You just want to spread it everywhere. That way it gets all melty and ooh, it's gonna taste good. I can already tell it's gonna taste delicious. You sure you don't want it? That's a shame. Shake the hands off. And now. It's a bit messy, but it's gonna be a good omelet, I can tell. Put your bacon bits in. There you go. One omelet ready to go.